Hey guys, CJ here, and welcome to the newest edition of Hybrid News Now. Now, look, I'm going to come clean. I realize this hasn't exactly been the daily ongoing series that I had hoped that it would be when I conceived the notion, a couple months ago. We've just run into a lot of issues, my technical issues, and both of us work and we also have school, so it's sort of one of those things where YouTube ends up drawing the short stick as much as we'd like for it not to. But we always try to crank out videos and we try to get one out every day as news happens. And of course, with big news, we are likely to talk about it. But now that we're moving, I'm moving into the end of my current semester at university. Josh is moving to the end of his, I guess, final year of high school. We should have a lot more time. So without further ado, let's just jump straight into it. Nightwing no more. This channel reported back in the fall that Nightwing was actually going to probably die, was actually what we titled the music, not the music video, the news video. It was Nightwing dies at the end of the Forever Evil event. Now, that turns out not to be the case. In recent comics, he's been revealed to be alive after his secret identity was revealed to everyone, and the world found out that Nightwing was Dick Grayson. However, this was not the end for our favorite son of the Caped Crusader, adopted son of the Caped Crusader. He's personally one of my favorite characters, and I'm very glad. But this next, sort of new adventure for my favorite hero is going to be quite a departure from his more recent experiences. Yes, as USA Today reports, and this is a quote, Dick Grayson is trading his superhero suit for Secret Agent Cool. That's right. Nightwing will get his own series, which will be titled Grayson, which explores his joining of the secret undercover the agency known as Spiral, which I guess is sort of like the equivalent of the CIA, but it's also sort of like an NSA type deal. I don't really know how to describe it, but yeah, it's going to be written by Tim King, who actually used to work for the CIA, and that's pretty exciting. His name is Tom King, my bad, missed a letter there, but I think this is going to be a sort of great new take, and it'll be interesting to see how he puts his crime-fighting capabilities to use when he's actually going to be serving a government agency. Moving on into our next topic, Toby Kebbell, who was revealed by Variety to be the top choice for Victor Von Doom in Fox's reboot of the Fantastic Four, has actually come out and confirmed on Twitter, of course, that he will be Victor Von Doom. He's going to join Miles Teller, Kate Mara, Jamie Bell, and he's also going to join Michael B. Jordan. That's right. He didn't mention him in the tweet. What a hater. He's not a big fan of that character change either. I don't know how to feel about this. Clearly, of the four, I think he's probably been in the least, it seems. He was in Clash of the Titans or Wrath of the Titans, one of the two. I didn't watch those movies. I haven't seen a lot of the things he's been in. He seems like he's a real up-and-comer. But we'll see. I've got some reservations about this movie, of course, like most of the comic book community. But the one thing that I am actually interested in is the fact that I like so many of the actors they've hired. I'm a fan of Miles Teller. Kate Mara is brilliant in House of Cards. Go watch her on that. Jamie Bell in that new show Turn, he steals the show, and he's also been in a lot of other stuff that's really good. And Michael B. Jordan, of course, everything he's in seems to be just fantastic. So I guess we'll see how that turns out. They seem to have assembled a lot of talent, but this young direction they're going to go is something that I don't necessarily agree with for the Fantastic Four. Moving on, Man of Steel Vindicated, not quite so much. Henry Cavill won Best Hero at the MTV Movie Awards last night for his role as Clark Kent in The Man of Steel. He beats out Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man in Iron Man 3, Martin Freeman as Bilbo, and Chris Hemsworth as Thor, along with a couple other guys. And that's not necessarily big news. I just think it's interesting. It seems that a lot of people who aren't in the comic book community or who didn't grow up fans of Donner really love Man of Steel. So that's going to be our question for the day. Go ahead in the comments below. Tell me if you liked Man of Steel or not and why. There'll be some other questions at the end, but go ahead and give us your opinion of that. Just know people did like Henry Cavill. I thought his role was okay. It was one of the better parts of that movie to me, even though I didn't really like it. And finally, let's jump to our last thing. In the world of TV, DC is getting another television show. Aside from Arrow and the new Gotham series that'll be airing, WGN is also going to adapt Scalped from DC Vertigo. Yes, I'm personally, I have not read Scalped. I hear it's really good. I'm hearing from some friends that it's fantastic, and I need to, try and look into that. It seems and this is sort of a test drive, both on DC's part and on WGN's part. WGN actually, this is going to be its first original scripted series that they've ever really put into, production, I guess, serialization. We'll see. I'm not sure how I feel about it. It seems like a definitely interesting concept, as it's described as a sort of a crime drama, a noir set on a Native American reservation. And this is the part where I show my whiteness by saying, I'm 1/32nd Cherokee. You hear so many people say that nowadays that it really doesn't matter. But it's a lot of people might know life is pretty rough on these reservations. They've got really high rates of, alcohol abuse and domestic abuse and all these things. I've had friends that live and work up in Alaska, where they've got the Inuit reservations, and it seems like life has been very rough since their treatment by the U.S. government, starting as early as the early 19th century. And so that'll be definitely interesting to see if it explores some of those themes there. And on the lighter side of the news, to wrap it up, we finally have the answer to the question: who shot first, Han or Greedo? We finally hear it from the man himself, Harrison Ford, in his Reddit AMA today, and it was brilliant. I don't know if I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with Reddit. I love it. I go on that site pretty much every day. Harrison Ford did an AMA in which he was extremely thorough with answering the questions that were posed to him, and it was really fantastic. One of the better ones I've ever seen. But the question was posed by user Super C142, and it said, "Hi, Mr. Ford. I think we would all like to know who shot first, Han Solo or Greedo." And Harrison Ford chimes in with, "I don't know and I don't care," showing us exactly what he thinks of our fanboy mentalities and shattering a lot of hopes and dreams. But of course, what do you expect from the man that played Han Solo and Indiana Jones? And that about wraps it up for the news today. So, Nightwing, what do you think of his move? Tell me in the comments. I'm personally for it. I'd like to see how he adapts. He's going to start using guns, I guess. Of course, the picture that I showed totally shows him with a gun. Man of Steel, like I said, what did you think about it? And Scalped, tell me, should I read it? People, pitch it to me. Should I do it? And Toby Kebbell, what do you think about that as well? And who did shoot first? All of those things to consider going forward. I'll see you next time. Signing off, this is CJ, a.k.a. The White Sheep, and I'll catch you on the flip side.